Today we're taking a look at repairs on 𝗗𝘂'𝘀 cement board siding after it's been installed for a few years. This is Drew in 𝗵𝘁'𝘀, Pennsylvania. Let's get started on today's edition of Forever Home. I love the sound of hammers in the morning. Our guys are working on pulling apart the siding that was on the exterior of this house and getting things apart. We've already got new 𝗷𝘂𝘀𝘀 up on the top of the reverse gable here over the garage, so that part's in process, and now we're working on peeling off the rest of things here. Step one, right over these windows, going to get that off, see what's going on, and see what we need to do to get the new house wrap in there correctly, new window head flashings, and all the pieces that go into making sure that everything is waterproof behind there, because we know that moisture is going to get behind whatever the exterior cladding is on your house, whether it's vinyl siding, cement board, stucco, it does get through, and we want to make sure that we've got a water resistant barrier back there that's going to keep things out, and in some cases a rain screen or something that's pushing off and keeping some separation to allow that water to flow behind the siding and where there's that air gap that we're looking for. So the guys are working on getting things apart. We'll get up and take a little bit closer look. So we're taking some things apart back here in the corner, and we have figured out that we've got a little bit of water damage going on, and we can see it here in the door jamb. So we may be talking to the customer at whether or not at some point in the future this door jamb, the whole door unit winds up getting replaced. But for right now, we're going to probably section in some new OSB behind here on both sides and get the new stuff in there so that that's at least there's something solid for us to nail the new materials to. And the guys have painted, and we took this out to Sherwin-Williams and we color matched it, and it looks like it's going to be a shade lighter than what's here. But it's kind of like when you run this stuff through the computer, you're going to get close, but it's never going to be exact. But it should be good enough for now, and then they can, the next time they repaint the outside of the house, it'll all blend together. So that'll get them started anyways. We're going to take this old 𝗷𝘂𝘀𝘀, we're going to lift this up, we're going to run new stuff underneath, down over top of the metal. So again, water that comes down, we're not going to rely on tape. We're going to have those layers correct so that everything flows down to the outside. The guys are working, we showed you this yesterday, working on taking things apart up here so that we can get that new piece of 𝗂𝘂𝘀 or trim wood with some aluminum capping to separate the roof from the 𝗂𝘂𝘀𝘀 so that the water is not running into the end grain of those boards and messing things up. Going to do the same thing up on top of this roof line here. And we're also working on starting to get these windows apart, and it's a little too early to tell whether or not they've got all the flashing exactly the way I'd want to see it. We do have a head flash there, and it is behind the 𝗷𝘂𝘀𝘀. That's good on this part. But what I'm a little concerned about is what I don't see on the arched window here. So until we get the rest of this apart, it's going to be kind of tough to tell what's going on there and what we're going to do to make sure that when it goes back together that it's the way it needs to be so it's not leaking. So that's going to be something else that we're going to evaluate and investigate as we get this further apart. It's a little too early, like I said, in the removal process to really figure out what's going on with that. The guys have done a phenomenal job getting this stuff down, and looks like this is maybe the new paper that the guy, I don't know, they said they cut this when they had this patio door put in. The guys just kind of hacked this cement board here. And I think I might have recommended like an angle grinder with a cement blade on, diamond blade on it. Might have left a cleaner edge. But this is all the original house wrap, so we'll get new house wrap over the top. I'm not sure I'm thrilled having a joint directly underneath where the gutter is, but we'll put new stuff down all the way over. This down here looks like maybe it got wet at one point, but everything feels pretty solid. I don't think I'm going to stress about making sure that I don't think we need to, rip this all apart to replace that. We're not going to gain anything by doing that. But we just want to make sure that the new house wrap winds up over some of the stuff that's here. And what we may wind up doing is putting a piece of L flashing or something down here to bring that water out so it doesn't get to just run behind that board. So there's still some things yet to be determined of exactly how we're going to put this back together once we get it further apart and see what the challenges are, and then what our options are as far as making the improvements that's going to ensure that we get good quality water resistant barrier and flashing system set up in place so that we know that in the future they're not going to have this problem again. So we talk about the importance of making sure the flashing layers are right. I'm going to show you why that's critical here. The guys just brought something to my attention here. So this is solid, but down here, this right here is soft. And I can actually put my fingers back behind the brick mold that's here. And then we get down here to this point, we just cut this open, and this is just sawdust. So that's going to be a challenge that we're going to have to get into and possibly work on it. I'm hoping we can maybe just remove some brick molding here and maybe get in and get some OSB replaced. How we're gonna flash that to the window, are we behind the nailing flange? Is there a nailing flange? We're not gonna find out until this starts coming apart. But this means that I need to go have a conversation with the customer and talk about possible change order and what it's gonna take to get in there and make sure this is repaired properly. So it's not a happy conversation, it's not good news, but it's something at least we're taking it apart, we can fix it right and make sure that they're gonna be good going forward. So that's where we're at on this project. We're just kind of getting started and already starting to find some water damage and things that's gonna have to get repaired. And we'll see what that's gonna look like. We do have our time-lapse camera set up here in the backyard, so we're getting good shots of what's going on. We'll hopefully put that together at the end of this for you and give you a better idea for what this whole process looks like beginning to end. But next step, I'm gonna go inside and talk with our customers and let them know what we found and talk about how we're gonna proceed, that we're taking care of this and making sure that it's not just done, it's coat built. We'll catch you on the next episode of Forever Home. Bye for now.